Hi, I'm Rachel, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be February favourites. My first favourite is the Bourjois Java Rice Powder. It's a finishing powder, but I like it for, I'm really sorry, I like it for under my eyes because it has a slight shimmer in it and it makes my under eye area not look really dry. I don't use it for my whole face because I'm oily, but if you had dry skin you might like it for that. My second favourite is the Illamasqua Cream Blusher in Zygomatic. It looks pretty boring, I think, in the pan, but it's quite a neutral colour and I can use it as a base for any powder blush. Sorry, I've pre-swatched things to try and be organised. It's that line there. So it's quite a light mauve, I guess. A highlighter favourite has been the Illamasqua Illuminator in Slay. They don't make these anymore, so sorry for mentioning it. But they do still occasionally crop up in their sales from time to time. I wish they still made them. I love these. It's a liquid highlighter and that is it unblended. The white line is really, really intense. I've used it today blended out as a base for my highlighter, but I've also used it not blended out as a base for my inner corner highlight. I really like it. It definitely came in other shades, not just this like white one. I think it came in a more golden and bronze one. And yeah, I wish they brought them back. I don't know anything liquidy that's quite as intense as that. If you do, let me know. My next favourite is a Topshop highlighter, and I think in my January favourites I mentioned the Topshop Chameleon eyeshadows. They're duochrome, amazing, unlike anything else I own. And this is pretty much the same. This one is really similar to the Shuffle the Cards eyeshadow. I'd say it's a finer texture though. So it's pink and gold. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I have it on now on top of Slay. It's there on its own, but I don't think it'll pick up. And there I layered it on top of Slay. Oh, so sorry, I didn't mention what this was called. It's the Chameleon highlighter in Mother of Pearl. I have a brush favourite, a dirty brush favourite. It is the Zoeva Luxe Face Paint brush, and I didn't have high hopes for this. I have another brush, a similar shape. It's the Illamasqua Blush Up brush, maybe? It looks like this. It's black, but it's much denser and there's really no movement in it, so it's very hard to blend with it, and just looking at the shape I just assumed it would be similar, but actually this isn't very dense and it is perfect for blending out your contour. I go through phases with my contour brushes. I have about 4, I guess, that I use regularly, and I tend to use one for a few days at a time, and this is the one I've been going to the most in the last month. Another fairly new addition to my collection is the H&M eyeshadow in Turmeric. It is this amazing yellow. Most of the yellows I have are more of a sunflower yellow, so I really like that this one is mustardy, and it is there. I don't have any of the other H&M eyeshadows, but if you do, let me know which ones are worth getting. I was quite impressed by their shade range. My next favourite is MAC Paint Pot in Rubenesque, and I picked this back out of my collection because I saw a Kathleen Lights video where she pretty much threw this out. She was going through her stuff, the things that she didn't like, and she was throwing them away. And she said that she really didn't like Rubenesque, and I understand why. It looks amazing in the jar, like amazing. And then swatched on its own, it's really not that impressive. On its own, you can't make it look as it does in the jar, no matter how much you build it up. So I've played around with it before, and I actually did a blog post last year on how to make Rubenesque work, and in that time I used, I think it was one of the NYX chubby pencils, like Sparkling Nude or something like that, and I laid this over the top, and that was really close to how it looks in the pan. This time I used Enigma. It's this copper shadow, and I used that as a base and then put Rubenesque on top of it. I also made a video of this on my Instagram page, and it just makes it look more opaque. So yeah, any copper shadow would probably work, but if you have Rubenesque and you're not very impressed with it, that's how. Short of putting melon pigment on top, which is pretty much exactly the same and beautiful. I did want to mention that I'm really excited for the new lip tars coming out. I think it's their spring summer collection, but there are some really interesting colours in there. There's there's Wasabi, which is like a bright lime green. There's a shimmery turquoise colour, and then there's a grey colour with pink opalescence. Oh, it looks so good. I have quite a few non-beauty favourites this month. The first are two teas. The one I can't show you because I threw away the packaging. I keep my loose leaves in Kilner jars, but it is the Higher Living coconut green tea. If you like coconut, it is amazing. The coconut is really strong in it, so I really like that one. And then my second favourite is the Pucker Wild Apple and Cinnamon. I got mine from Tesco. I love any teas that have apple in them, or peach. And yeah, I really like this one, especially for the evening when I'm staying away from caffeine a bit more. The coconut green one I got in Home Sense, which is sort of like the sister with TK Maxx in the UK. We went there last week and they had loads of tea. It was really exciting and I had to really limit myself. Another favourite this month has been wearing my husband's jumpers. I only have one proper jumper. I've probably worn it in lots of videos, and it's a brick red one that used to be my dad's. But my husband has like 17 jumpers, and I don't know why I never really wore them before, but this month I've been borrowing them. And he's not that happy about it, but I am, because they are really warm and oversized. I'm totally into everything nostalgic at the moment, and for some reason in the last month I've been researching all the old kids TV programs I used to watch, and for years I've had these vague memories of a show I used to like. I didn't know very much, I couldn't remember very much, I just knew that there was maybe 3 or 4 children and they either dug up something or buried something in their garden, and I knew that there was another universe, like another world linked to ours, and that there was a guy in that world with a black cloak on, and he possibly had a raven, and that was all I could remember. So I went on the Wikipedia page for CBBC programmes and I read the synopsis of every show until I found it. It's called Elidor, and I think there was only 6 episodes. I'm slowly making my way through them again. And it explains a lot about me. It is really dark, kind of creepy, and yeah, I must have watched that when I was maybe 6 or 7. I found out that they're based on books, so I'm really interested in reading the books now. Please let me know what your favourite shows were, especially like early mid-90s, especially if they were CBBC, because that was the channel I watched. Talking about things to watch, in February I saw Deadpool twice and Zoolander 2 twice. I really love Deadpool. I love that sense of humour and the talking to the camera. My husband thought it was too childish. And then Zoolander 2, I just loved all the cameos in it. I really love the first Zoolander. It doesn't quite live up to that, but I did enjoy it. My last favourite this month, I think this has been a long one, is my favourite ever series of books. I'm working my way through them for the second time, and I'm currently on book 5 of 14, and I love them. It's The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. So I'm on the Fires of Heaven, and I've just gotten to a really good bit in the books. They're kind of all good. After makeup and films, this book series is the thing I like to talk about the most, but I don't have many friends who have read it. I have quite a few friends who've started the series, but it is long, and unless you're reading it continuously, it's hard to remember who all the people are, because there are a lot of people in these books. So all the people I know who started reading these books never managed to complete them. I'd love to find more people who finished them. I saw somebody reading the last book on the train once and I almost spoke to them, but I'm too shy for that. So yeah, Robert Jordan, Wheel of Time series. He actually died before the last 3 books got written, so I think his wife picked the author to finish the books, and you cannot tell the difference. I was so worried when I got to those books, but you just can't tell the difference. And Robert Jordan had like left an outline of what he wanted to happen in the books. I should mention that they are fantasy, somewhere in between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, I guess. It's sort of a medieval world where there's magic and lots of fighting between nations. I love it. If any of you were interested to start reading these books, I would just say push through the first book. I think the first few chapters are quite slow. My husband tried reading it and he gave up on the first chapter. And I have been trying to persuade him to read them again ever since. But yeah, if you do start reading them, just push on through a few chapters in and you should be hooked. So that's all my favourites for February. I know favourite videos are kind of gimmicky, but I really enjoy watching them, so I figured it is worth making them. Also, I will wear any lip colour. I'm comfortable in green, blue, black, grey, purple, whatever, but any kind of light pink makes me a bit uncomfortable. This is out of my comfort zone. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.